So I'm just at a site right now. This is a site that we do maintenance at. I was actually out here doing maintenance. It's one of our commercial sites. I was in there looking at the thermostat and noticed it was in a call for heat and it hadn't satisfied yet. So I decided to come out here and take a look at this outdoor unit. I noticed that right when I got out here, the outdoor unit wasn't kicking on at all. So I pulled the panel right here off, and then I opened it up and kind of went to see if I had any faults or anything going on. As you can see right here, the green, the bottom one is my status. The top one that says fault right there, it has a red LED. It was flashing 7 flashes. I've already kind of gone through everything on this. I just want to kind of go over what I found. So with that 7 flashes on the fault on the inside of the panel here, I was able to look up my fault codes. You see right here, like defrost fault codes and stuff like that. So it says in time defrost mode, check ambient sensor placement and verify SOV is operating properly. So I went down here and kind of did what it said. You know, I kind of checked my ambient sensor is this black lead right here, and then this one right here is my condensing coil temperature sensor. So I just kind of followed my wires down here. Everything looked good. I didn't really see anything that was like damaged wires or anything that was like placed bad or anything like it was saying. Did the same thing on my coil temperature sensor. Everything looked good on that too, even though the fault code wasn't even for that. On that fault code list, there's actually one for the coil sensor. So that one did not glitch out, but I still kind of checked it just to check it. And another thing I checked too is just making sure all my leads are in there good. I've seen these sometimes where they're pulled out a little bit and they're not making a good connection. I've also seen, like, sometimes from the factory, and then sometimes just when guys do repairs, I've seen them set up like that where someone misses a peg altogether. So I've seen all those kind of things to look for. So so the next kind of step was to ohm out the sensor. Inside this panel, they have this sheet right here, and on that sheet, or in this little paper right here, there's a bunch of literature. Oh, and a big spider. But yeah, there's a bunch of paperwork in here. I already got this one out that I needed. You can see your temperature readings right here. Basically whatever your temperature is outside, or your temperature of your coil, any of that stuff will change the ohm reading that you're gonna get. So right now I'm about 32 degrees outside, so I'm at 31.9 thousand ohms is what I should be ohming out for that ambient sensor. So I pulled this guy off to do it, killed power to the unit, you know, just make sure it wasn't gonna fault itself out or anything. And then on the back here, I feel like the back is the easiest way to get my wire leads in there on my meter. So I just put my wire leads in the, man, this thing is just twisting on me every time. Just put my wire leads back here to check. And I changed my meter to ohms, ohmed it out. I basically got exactly what it was saying it was supposed to be, the 31.9, right in that realm. So I mean, it's reading correct right now. I also ohmed out my coil temp sensor since I was already doing it. Those resistance readings that I need for ohms and temperature and all that are the same for both sensors. I was actually talking with tech support at one point in the past, and they were telling me that all of Trane products are the same for their sensors off of those ohm readings. So that's just something that's kind of can be helpful to know, just if you're ever doing any diagnostics on these. So I decided to basically just test this thing in the defrost since my sensors were ohming out correctly. I decided to put it into test defrost mode down here. You can jumper it out. You can kind of see some pins down here. You can just jumper them out, and that way you're not sitting here waiting for defrost to kick on and just sitting and watching it. It just kind of speeds up the process, so you're not waiting forever for it to kick on, and that way you can test it multiple times and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of see if you're going to get a fault again. I did go ahead and test it again, and it still glitched out and gave me that random code of 7 flashes. So since it did that again, I'm going to definitely be putting in a new defrost board. And like I said, this is actually not too old of a unit. It still might be under warranty. It is a commercial site, so it might be out of the warranty window, but I'll definitely check on that. And then anytime I do a defrost board, I always do the sensors as well, just because the sensors don't cost much extra, and that way you're at a fresh start with everything. You're not coming back on any weird nuisance calls or anything like that. Maybe it's just a safer bet. It's kind of a company policy where I work. That's just kind of one of the things they do. If you're doing a defrost board, you're doing the 2 sensors with it. I mean, it doesn't take much extra time to put the sensors in, and they're not very expensive, so it's just kind of the smarter solution to the situation. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. And right now I'm getting a little bit of random weird fault codes because I've been unplugging sensors and screwing around here for this video, and just going over some of the tests I was doing before. So yeah, I'm gonna put a note card in this thing, basically just stating what I found, what code I was getting, all that kind of stuff. That way if any other technician works on it, they know what's going on. And then I'll go ahead and get this filled out in my paperwork so we have notes of it, and then we'll go ahead, find out if it's under warranty. If it's not, get them pricing for the repair, and then kind of go from there, get stuff ordered up. But that's what I'm seeing. Like I said, I was just out here on a maintenance and just kind of noticed that fault and kind of investigated, and that's what I found. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.